All right, everybody, I've got some great news for you. It's not a SIG today. All right, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. That's the end of the video. See you next time. So today, it's the Beretta PX4. I teased this not too long ago on a short. Fun fact, this was actually the first model of handgun I ever purchased as a legal adult, and I am now here again, and I'm probably not going away from it in terms of a defensive use. Now, there are other fun guns, but this one covers all the bases of my own preferences and like how I like to carry. But first, before I go over any other subjective details, we're going to go into the dimensions. Okay, I've decided to try something a little different. I think this will streamline the process. So I'm going to go over the dimensions of this. Again, this is the 17 round 9mm PX4 Storm full size. So we've got an overall length of 7.55 inches, a barrel length of 4.0 inches. We've got a height of 5.51 inches. Now, I went further, since I have the gun here with myself, to measure the height underneath the trigger guard to the magwell, and that is roughly about 2.4 inches, so that's going to be right here, roughly 2.4 to 2.5. I decided to measure the frame just because that's roughly 4.25 inches, and then the slide itself is roughly about 1.25, 1.26 inches. Now, I'm going to put up the dimensions to compare it to the compact. I don't have the compact with me, so I can only do the dimensions that the manufacturer lists. So with the compact version of this, which is 15 rounds, this full size is 17. The compact version has an overall length of 6.8 inches, a barrel length of 3.27 inches, an overall width of 1.42 inches, which I believe I forgot to mention. They're both the same width. And it's got an overall height of 5 inches. Now, that being said, of course, since I didn't have the gun, I didn't get to take those extra dimensions like I did with this one, but you can kind of extrapolate from there. I hope that helps. Okay, so going over all that, I must say, my overall shooting experience with this gun for the past essentially 4 years has been exquisite. Now, something that excited me compared to when I first owned this gun is that not only did I learn a lot more about the aftermarket, and no, I'm not flagging my hand, they're on two different planes of existence. The aftermarket for this gun has expanded. And Langdon Tactical is pretty much the go-to. I'm not sure if any other companies are doing anything, maybe Armory Craft or something, because I know they do other Beretta stuff. This gun, it shoots great. And the best part about it, if you're a new shooter or just new gun owner in general, there are some features of this gun that will appeal to you heavily. Now, I believe they are going around $700 now. When I got mine first back in 2020, right before COVID, I got it for $400. Insane. These guns are amazing. The simplistic design, they have so few parts on the inside, which I'll go over the whole disassembly in another video. I'm not going to do that right now. This is one of about 6 guns I know how to completely strip down, but I'm only going to go over field strip unless people want to see a full disassembly. So the double action, single action nature of this, I believe inherently makes it safer than most striker fires. Glock and everybody else, flame me in the comments, I don't care. The way that Beretta has designed this is, at least the redundancies on the safeties is very similar to the Beretta 92. I'm just gonna go over really briefly. These levers here. This right now is a Type G. It was originally a Type F, as in Foxtrot. So it is a G as in golf. Now, those are the two types. That means it is decocker only. As soon as I pull the lever down and it decocks the hammer, I release it, it springs back up, and it's immediately ready to go. It is not on safe, there is no safety. It is ready to go on double action pull, which I believe I did a video a while back ago, but if we want, I can go over double action, single action versus striker fire and all that again. The biggest thing is a Type F is amazing for a beginning shooter because when you pull that down, it stays down and acts as a safety, completely disengaging your trigger, and it will not fire. That being said, there is a firing pin block safety, there's a safety notch on the hammer, there's a safety pin plunger which moves out of the way when you pull this lever down. There's at least like 4 different redundancies in the safety system to ensure that this gun does not fire unless you pull the trigger. So I may be doing some videos with shooting this. I am going to kit this gun out. Of course, I've already done the stippling as I've shown compared to the last video. This one, I may change the sights out. Not really necessarily a plan. It's not a priority, but when I say look at Langdon Tactical's website, they've got short reset trigger bar, or sorry, it's called the optimized trigger bar now. They've got the competition trigger assembly. They've got the carry levers, the G carry levers. So these levers are actually not factory. I will say, if you want the Type F, I should have mentioned this, the safety version, you will have to use the standard size levers. They're the only ones that accommodate that function, and unfortunately they are obnoxiously large and they hang out like very giant wings, which may be a problem to some, may not be a problem to some. I hated it, and I don't need a safety on my gun personally anymore. So I swapped to the Langdon, well, I guess it's Beretta or Langdon Tactical inspired. They're called the carry levers. So there's the stealth levers, which are almost non-existent. You basically can't even engage them unless you absolutely put both of your fingers on there and put some pressure down. They're almost flat. These are the carry levers. These are in between the stealth and the standard size. Now remember, I don't know about the stealth, but the carries can only be Type G. No safety, decocker only. The standards can be Type F or Type G, and you can even take your Type F and have it converted to a Type G by a gunsmith, which is recommended if you're not comfortable, but you can do it yourself. It's not too difficult if you have technical savvy. Other than that, they've also got a low profile slide stop, which is awesome. I'm going to put that one. This is the standard. I left the standard on for now. And I've also got an extended mag release. This is amazing. It changes. This gun feels different. They've also got steel trigger. This is the polymer trigger, which is good enough, honestly. I really don't see the need. This is an extremely durable polymer. So, like I said, and the biggest features, which for the more technical savvy or gun nut guys. So this has a rotating barrel, which is apparently supposed to help with dissipating the recoil, which may. I've shot a lot of 9mm full size, and I'm not gonna say I'm like, whoa, the recoil is so much smoother, but the biggest thing I've noticed is this thing can feed anything. I've never in my previous Beretta PX4 and in this one had a single malfunction. I don't even know if this thing knows what that means. I don't even think this thing has that in its dictionary. Other than that, it also has a long arm extractor, which is absolutely amazing for the longevity of your extractor and extractor springs. And because a general feature of semi-automatic handguns and firearms in general that are magazine fed and don't have a mechanism that keeps them from firing with a magazine inserted, you can drop a round straight into the chamber, and because of this long arm extractor, it reduces the stress caused on the extractor by dropping it on a round that is already in the chamber. Of course, that's only done in emergencies, extremely rare. A contingency that's probably only seen about 1 in 6 trillion times. But it's nice to know. So, again, this is Type G. I've converted a lot of things, and I can plan on converting more things. Maybe the sights, I'm not sure. I love this gun. I really think this is underrated. I don't know why more people don't have this gun or why I never see it in stores. They're selling Beretta 92Xs, 92G Elites. Amazing guns. $700. Those are like, well, okay. 92X is about 850 to 900 depending, I think. And that's if you want that kind of thing. Look into the Beretta 92X. I don't personally have one. I'm not gonna buy one anytime soon, but it is buttery smooth and I'm sure it shoots great. I prefer this gun. It's about 27 ounces unloaded. I'm not sure what it is fully loaded. I can carry this comfortably. The contours of the way the slide and the beaver tail and everything on this gun is designed is to be snag free. Now, that being said, also for you more technically savvy guys, if you pay attention to this front or the rear sight, it is not exactly designed to be able to be racked on surfaces or on belts because it has an overall snag-free design. So keep that in mind if you train one-handed. Injury contingencies may have to probably work around that in some form or fashion. But that's pretty much all I've got to say about this gun right now. If you guys have any other questions, please leave them in the comments. I'm always happy to educate. This gun shoots great. It's accurate as heck. I like that it doesn't have a tilting barrel. It just seems to put shots exactly where I want them, especially on single action. So that being said, that's all I had to say today. Empty, visual inspection, decock, magazine in, set down, pointing in a safe direction. Thank you guys for watching, and I really appreciate everything. I know you don't have to watch this, so y'all have a good one.